Did you know that anxiety affects nearly 1 in 5 adults worldwide? That's over 300 million people dealing with constant worry, fear, and stress. In fact, anxiety disorders are now the most common mental health condition, surpassing depression. But here's something even more shocking. Recent studies show that 60% of people with anxiety never seek help. What if I told you there was a simple way to break free from this cycle? Imagine living a life where peace is your constant companion, where anxiety doesn't control your every thought. The good news is that you don't have to live with constant worry. Mindfulness, a practice that's been around for thousands of years, can help you rewire your brain, reduce anxiety, and find lasting calm. In this video, we're going to dive into easy-to-follow strategies that can help you say goodbye to anxiety for good. You'll discover how science backs up the power of mindfulness, how breathing can be your secret weapon, and how you can turn everyday tasks into moments of peace. Stick with us. Your journey to a more relaxed, anxiety-free life starts now. Chapter 1: Unlocking Inner Calm. The science behind mindfulness. Mindfulness is not just a buzzword, it's rooted in science. Research shows that practicing mindfulness meditation can physically change your brain, increasing gray matter in areas related to emotional regulation and stress. One study from Harvard found that after just 8 weeks of mindfulness meditation, participants had increased gray matter in the hippocampus, which is involved in memory and emotional control. So why does this matter? The more we practice mindfulness, the stronger our ability to handle stress and anxiety becomes. It's like giving your brain a workout for calmness. Studies also show that mindfulness can lower levels of the stress hormone cortisol, making it easier to keep anxiety at bay. Anxiety often arises when our brains are overwhelmed with thoughts, worries, and what-ifs. Mindfulness offers a simple solution. It trains the brain to stay in the present moment. This isn't just fluff, it's about scientifically retraining our mind. In fact, a study published in Psychiatry Research, Neuroimaging showed that regular mindfulness practice can reduce the size of the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for fear. When you focus on the present, your mind is less likely to wander into negative thought loops. Instead of fighting anxious thoughts, mindfulness teaches us to observe them without judgment. It's like becoming a calm observer of your own inner world. This isn't to say that mindfulness is a quick fix, it's a skill that takes time to develop. But the evidence is clear. Regular mindfulness practice helps people feel less anxious, more present, and ultimately, more peaceful. The brain is powerful, and mindfulness helps us use it to our advantage. Chapter 2: The Art of Breathing. Harness your power with every inhale. Breathing is something we do naturally, but are we doing it right? Most people breathe shallowly, which can actually make anxiety worse. Breathing deeply and slowly sends a signal to the brain that it's time to relax. This is why focused breathing is one of the most powerful mindfulness tools. One popular technique is the 4-7-8 method, developed by Dr. Andrew Weil. It's simple: inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. This method works by activating the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps calm your body and reduce the stress response. Research has shown that this type of deep breathing can lower blood pressure and reduce heart rate. But how does it work? When we breathe deeply, the brain gets more oxygen and the body releases tension. A study in Frontiers in Psychology found that controlled breathing can directly influence your emotional state. It can lower anxiety, reduce feelings of anger, and even boost your mood. Another technique is alternate nostril breathing, or nadi shodhana, which comes from ancient yogic practices. Studies have shown that this method improves heart rate variability and can even help reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. It's a simple practice: close one nostril, inhale deeply, then switch nostrils and exhale. Repeat. This practice creates balance in the nervous system and enhances relaxation. The beauty of mindful breathing is that it's always accessible. You don't need any special equipment or even a lot of time. You can practice it anywhere, in a crowded room, on public transport, or even during a stressful meeting. Breathing is your secret tool for inner peace. Breathing can also bring you into the present moment. When you focus on each inhale and exhale, it's harder to get lost in thoughts of the past or future. A 2018 study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that mindfulness-based breathing exercises significantly reduce anxiety, making it a valuable tool to incorporate into your daily routine. Chapter 3. Grounding the chaos. Feeling your feet in the now. When anxiety hits, we often feel like we're floating away from the present moment. Our minds race with thoughts, and our bodies feel tense or disconnected. Grounding exercises can help bring you back to the here and now. One simple grounding technique involves focusing on your feet. Sit or stand comfortably and take a moment to feel the ground beneath you. Notice the texture, the pressure, and how your feet connect with the earth. This exercise helps anchor you in the present, reducing feelings of anxiety and bringing a sense of calm. Research from the Journal of Nervous and Mental Disease found that grounding techniques like this can help reduce stress and promote a sense of well-being. It works by interrupting anxious thoughts and focusing your attention on physical sensations. By feeling the ground beneath your feet, you remind your body that it's safe, here and now. You can also try the 5-4-3-2-1 technique, where you focus on 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This strategy helps to engage your senses and pull you out of overwhelming emotions by focusing on the present moment. Studies show that sensory grounding techniques like this activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your nervous system responsible for rest and relaxation. This slows your heart rate and calms your mind, counteracting the effects of anxiety. It's a simple, yet effective, way to regain control when everything feels out of balance. What's more, grounding exercises don't just work in moments of extreme anxiety. By practicing them regularly, you train your body and mind to stay calm, even in stressful situations. Over time, grounding can become a natural reflex, helping you feel more centered throughout the day. As simple as it seems, this exercise has profound effects. In fact, Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, a leading trauma expert, states that grounding is the first step toward becoming present in the moment. It's a strategy that works because it taps into the power of our senses to break the cycle of anxious thoughts. By regularly practicing grounding techniques, you can start to break free from the cycle of anxiety and step into a more peaceful state of mind. Grounding is like an anchor, keeping you steady even when the waves of anxiety try to pull you under. If you're finding these tips helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more practical strategies to live a calmer, more peaceful life. Chapter 4. Mindful Moments. Transforming everyday tasks into peace practices. You don't need to sit on a meditation cushion for hours to practice mindfulness. In fact, you can weave mindfulness into your everyday life. This is one of the most accessible and effective ways to make mindfulness a regular part of your routine. It's all about turning simple, ordinary moments into opportunities for presence. One way to do this is by focusing on your senses while doing everyday tasks. When you wash the dishes, for example, feel the warm water, smell the soap, and notice the motion of your hands. When you bring your full attention to these sensations, it's like pressing the reset button on your mind. Studies show that even small, mindful acts like these can reduce stress and improve mood. Mindful eating is another easy strategy. Take the time to truly savor each bite. Focus on the taste, texture, and smell of your food. The American Journal of Lifestyle Medicine found that mindful eating can help reduce overeating and improve digestion, making it a win-win for both body and mind. Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, one of the pioneers of mindfulness, calls this informal mindfulness practice. He emphasizes that the goal isn't to escape life, but to engage with it more fully. The more you practice mindfulness in small moments, the more natural it becomes in larger, more stressful situations. Mindful walking is another great practice. As you walk, simply notice the sensation of each step and the rhythm of your movement. This can be especially helpful when you're feeling anxious. A study from the Journal of Positive Psychology showed that walking meditation significantly reduces feelings of anxiety and depression. These practices are simple, yet they can have a powerful impact. When you bring mindfulness to everyday tasks, you're retraining your brain to be more focused, more relaxed, and less anxious. The beauty of mindfulness is that it's always available. All you need is the willingness to be present. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe and join us for even more mindfulness tips in upcoming videos. Chapter 5: Navigating the Storm, Turning Anxiety into Awareness. What if we could stop treating anxiety as the enemy? Instead of trying to push anxious thoughts away, we can learn to observe them without judgment. This approach can be incredibly freeing. By becoming aware of your anxiety without attaching a label of bad or scary, you begin to dissolve its power. The first step in this process is awareness. When you feel anxiety creeping in, take a moment to pause and notice. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Where do I feel it in my body? This type of inquiry allows you to observe the emotion without getting swept away by it. This can prevent the cycle of rumination and self-criticism that often comes with anxiety. Research backs up this approach. A study from Mindfulness found that mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, MBCT, helps reduce the intensity of anxiety by teaching individuals how to accept their anxious thoughts without reacting to them. The more you practice awareness, the more you can separate yourself from the anxiety. You don't have to be overwhelmed by anxiety. Instead of trying to eliminate it, allow it to exist without judgment. One quote from mindfulness expert Sharon Salzberg puts it simply: mindfulness is not about getting rid of things. It's about learning to be with things. This attitude shift can be incredibly powerful. By observing your anxiety, you also gain insight into its triggers. Over time, you may begin to notice patterns. You might realize that certain situations or thoughts set off your anxiety. This self-awareness is the first step toward healing. This practice is known as diffusion and acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. It's about creating space between you and your thoughts. Instead of identifying with your anxiety, you begin to see it as a passing phenomenon, just a cloud in the sky. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to let go of the hold anxiety has on you. Chapter 6: Creating Your Oasis, How to Build a Personalized Peace Ritual. Building a personalized peace ritual can be a game changer when it comes to managing anxiety. This is your way of creating a calming, peaceful space in your life. It's a daily practice that you can look forward to, one that helps you reconnect with yourself in the present moment. The first step in creating your ritual is to choose an activity that brings you peace. It could be a short meditation, a walk in nature, or even reading a few pages of a favorite book. The key is to make it something that nourishes your mind and body. When you dedicate time to this practice, you're reinforcing the idea that your peace matters. A peaceful space is also essential for your ritual. Choose a spot in your home where you can relax without distractions. It doesn't have to be big, just a cozy corner or a comfortable chair will do. Research shows that having a designated space for mindfulness practice increases the likelihood that you'll stick to it. It's also helpful to incorporate calming elements into your ritual. You could light a candle, play soothing music, or use essential oils. A study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that aromatherapy with essential oils like lavender can help reduce anxiety. Adding these small touches can enhance the calming effect of your ritual. Remember, consistency is key. The more you make your peace ritual a part of your daily life, the more benefits you'll experience. Even just 10 to 15 minutes each day can make a big difference. A 2016 study in Clinical Psychology Review found that mindfulness meditation practiced regularly can significantly reduce anxiety and improve overall well-being. Over time, your ritual becomes a tool for self-care. It's your oasis in the midst of the chaos. When anxiety arises, you'll have a reliable practice to return to. As Thich Nhat Hanh, a renowned mindfulness teacher, said, The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments. By building your peace ritual, you create a personal sanctuary that you can turn to whenever anxiety strikes. This practice helps you build resilience and makes it easier to return to calm, no matter what life throws your way. It's a simple yet profound way to take control of your mental health. If you found these techniques helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tips on living a peaceful, anxiety-free life.